What's up, guys? It's Steve with the Ultimate Pickup Artist Convention, and today I got Tripp with me. How you doing, man?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
So you're going to speak at the Ultimate Pickup Artist Convention?
Yes, I am.
We met briefly once, Santa Monica CC meeting. I didn't get a lot of info on your background and stuff, so give the guys a little bit about who you are, where you came from.
Cool.
And then we'll go into some other stuff, I guess,
Cool.
after.
Well, it is a long story, but I'll try to make it short. Basically, I'm a Midwestern boy, so from the Midwest, and after college, I came out to Los Angeles, and I only knew a few people. So since I only knew a few people, it was very hard for me to make friends, and it was actually really hard for me to meet girls, because coming from the Midwest, I kind of grew up, you know, handed friends, and you kind of go through different social circles. So coming out to LA, not knowing anybody, I was dead in the water. I needed to figure out a way to meet girls, make friends, go on more dates. So what happened was I ended up looking up a bunch of stuff online like everybody else, read the game, downloaded some ebooks, things like that.
Yeah.
And what happened was I ended up finding some guys who were also learning this stuff, and they were on forums, and ended up going out with guys and actually practicing this stuff. And I went a little intense with it, you know, so I actually started going out once, twice a week. That turned into 3-4 times a week. That turned into going out and doing 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
Sometimes doing 3 weeks in a row, multiple times a year. I was doing that for a couple of years. I got really, really into it and having a lot of fun. And what was really cool is that I saw a ton of results from going out so much. So that got me even more addicted to just going out and socializing. And I've always considered myself an extrovert, so I get a lot of energy from being around people. So it was really exciting to go out and learn this stuff. And you know, one of the biggest things that helped me was I went into it with no alcohol, no drinking, no drugs.
Right.
I completely trying to learn this, what I call the raw approach, right? So that's going in there with pure confidence, not relying on anything to give you that boost of energy.
Right.
And that's something that I like to teach my students as well. So yeah, that's my quick background, and you know, doing all this stuff and teaching guys the way I learned it. You know, I know there was a lot of information out there in terms of routines and all those ebooks that I read. It was so overwhelming to me that I had to drop it all. So I was reading all this stuff. It was just this explosion of knowledge in my head. I couldn't really put it all together.
Right, yeah.
So one day I'm like looking through these note cards. Like I made note cards to like memorize routines, and I'm looking through them. And I always hated studying when I was in college and school. So I'm like, you know what, screw this. I put it down. I said, I'm just gonna go out there, start talking to girls, start socializing, and see what happens. Because that's really what I just wanted to do.
Gotcha.
So I dropped it all and dropped the routines, dropped the pickup artist stuff, and said, I just want to be more natural with it and just be better at socializing.
Right.
And so that's when I got really into it and started going out a lot and just doing it in this more natural approach.
Okay. We did an interview with Hydro, and he said he went out for 62 days in a row. And when he got done, he said his banter was really on.
Yeah.
So what's a good, I guess, time frame for guys to go out in a row? Or how many times a week should they go out, I guess, to get really good?
I would say this. If you really want to get good at this stuff, you should be going out minimum 3 days a week. That's minimum. But if you really want to get to that point where your banter and your conversation and your confidence is just soaring, you got to go out for like a minimum of 10 days.
10 days straight.
10 days straight. Okay. That's not missing a day.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys might think like, oh, I'll go out, you know, every day, but I'll skip Sunday, right? No, you go out Sunday.
Right.
I mean, you go out every day that you can. And when I was doing, I never did 62 days. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But when I was doing my 3-week benders, I would be going out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night, and then Saturday day, Saturday night, Sunday day, Sunday night. Right. So I'd be doubling up when I could.
Gotcha. So you see a difference between day and night game then? Because we were talking about this a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah, huge, huge. I think there's 2 different types of settings to meet girls, and it's kind of the energy that's in the different settings. So I don't really call it day game or night game. I call it either a casual setting or a social setting.
Okay.
Right? So because day game, you could still be at a pool party, but it's not going to be the same kind of energy as if you're going out and meeting a girl at, let's say, Whole Foods.
Right.
Right? So there's the casual, which is mostly during the day or just somewhere where it's not a party type environment, right? Which would mostly be considered day game.
Right.
Or a night game type of atmosphere, like I call social, and that's anywhere there's a party, anywhere where there's a lot of high energy. And I do think there's a big difference.
Right.
Because you can't treat a girl that you meet at a grocery store the same way you can treat a girl at a bar.
Exactly.
You can get away with a lot more stuff at night than you can during the day.
Right.
And that's also maybe a mindset thing, but I mean, I've learned from experience, you just can't get away with the same types of techniques.
Right, right. Picking girls up in the aisle and...
Right. They'd be like, who the hell is this guy? What the hell's going on?
Exactly.
I'm sitting here shopping for spaghetti and some guy's picking me up. Who's this creepy guy?
Yeah, actually physically picking people up in the aisle is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy. All right, so what are you going to talk about at the convention? Give some
So, yeah, for sure. So I'm going to be talking about basically this idea of control. So, and I'll be talking about this too. It took me a while to really figure out, like, what do I want to talk about? You know, what can I talk about that I know really well and something that could help a lot of guys if they hear it. And so as I was thinking about this, I realized control and the idea of control is something that I come back to constantly with the guys that I work with one-on-one. And it's about controlling your mind as well as controlling the environment that you're in and controlling the frame with the girl that you're with and how all that ties in together as one. And that whenever you really end up failing, it always comes back to the idea that you lost control somewhere. Somewhere along the line. Okay. Whether it's, again, up here and you're losing control of your focus or you can't control your anxiety, all the way up to you're about to sleep with a girl and you lose control because you're letting her kind of take the lead on stuff. And of course, women aren't attracted to that. They want the man to take the lead. They want the man to be in control. So the idea of control all the way from meeting a girl up to getting into a relationship.
Right. And how to do those things, how to control in
exactly.
those situations? Okay.
How to not lose control, right? How to gain control in specific situations, and the idea of why control is so important.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, man, I appreciate the interview.
Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, so if you would like to hear Tripp's speech at the Ultimate Pickup Artist Convention, go to upuac.com or click the link, of course, in the description box of this video, and we will talk to you soon.